Hi guys, welcome to, gotta put some lip gloss on, sorry. Hi guys, whoa. Welcome to Bath Fizz and Foam. My name is Robyn French Smith. It's Friday, which means it's time for face-to-face Friday. Today, number one, I washed my hair. So I'm just like trying to keep it down as long as possible before I put it in a scrunchie, and then that's it. Because for the rest of the day, it'll be crimped right there. Next, I can't find my glasses. So we're doing that too. But thirdly, we're going to make some Geode Bath Bombs. And we're going to talk about where we're going next and what's happening to Face Friday. So, first, oh, sweater. Hi, Lena says hi. Holly says hello, hello. Okay, so, let us start off with talking about our project, and then I'll talk about, plans and stuff like that next. Okay, so project. Let's do Geode Bath Bombs. So, for the mini bootcamp that's coming up in September through our Patreon, I needed a bowl mold or a geode mold. And so I made a video to show, like, it'll be just, Patreons first. They're going to get access to it first. And I'm going to put it on YouTube just in case, like, people don't know how to use a geode mold. Of course, the Geode bowl mold, we already have that video on our YouTube, so that one you can already watch. Oh, Kelly says hi. Hi. Kelly says that they can't wait. Oh, I know. I'm so excited. So anyway, I made a geode. I made 3 geodes just to like show how to use a geode mold if somebody wanted to do that instead of using a bowl. And this geode is from Chunkadust. So I thought, let's actually do the whole geode thing where we like take the rocks and we put them inside it and it looks like so pretty. Let's do all that because people ask about that a lot and it's like a cute project. So Kathy says hi. Hi, Kathy. So, okay, so we want to do that. So to do a geode mold, what we're going to do is we're going to take this bowl, our geode, and even though it's a bowl, it's a geode and it's round on the bottom, this is why I say it would still work as a bowl for the project for the mini bootcamp, because it'll still sit, it'll be fine. And I'm going to make some drizzle. We're going to put some drizzle inside of it, and then we're going to use, you can use any kind of salt that you want to. Some people use Epsom salt, and Epsom salt is nice. Let me see if I have some in here. I do. Epsom salt is nice, but the reason I don't like it for a geode is I don't feel like it has that like real crystal look to it. So because it's like too regular in its shape, like, I don't know, the Epsom salt that I get is like it's like cylinder kind of shape, whatever shape that is. So I like these because this looks more like a crystal to me. And this is literally just ice cream salt. So let's get this drizzle started, and I'll be right back. So this is just like the cocoa butter. And I'm gonna use Amanda's basic drizzle recipe. It is in our drizzle trio, but it's also in Fun in the Tub. So if you don't have like our drizzle recipe guide, it's also in Fun in the Tub. And if you wanted to, if you don't have a drizzle recipe, you could just do a 50-50 ratio, half baking soda, half cocoa butter. Melt the cocoa butter, add the baking soda together, and that works perfectly as a drizzle. It's just that I really like Amanda's because it has surfactant in it, and so it helps like disperse the oil, so you're not left with like an oil slick on top of the bathtub or on top of the water. So that's why I prefer it. So you can use a basic one though if you want to. The other thing that let's make these amethyst. Let's make these amethyst. There's a store here in Galveston. I mean, I don't live in Galveston. I live like 30 minutes from Galveston, which is a beach town here. And there's a store that it's called Fossil Galaxy. It's like a little tiny hidden gem in Galveston. And they have like all kinds of, hold on, let me grab some of this. Like, it's like a tiny little store, and they have fossils, they have a T-Rex skull, they have like, we bought a little fish fossil there, but I also got this last time we went, I wanted it the time before, but I just didn't get it. But I have a little piece of a meteorite, and it's really cool. And he gives you like a little certificate with it. Not that, I mean, you know, I don't need a certificate. I know in my heart that it's real. I can tell. I can just feel it and tell. Okay, so I have all these crystals. I have all this rock salt. Some of them are going to be bigger than I want to use, but it's fine. And I'm going to weigh it just so you guys can get like an idea. There's a couple different ways to do this. So I'm just going to put some rubbing alcohol. That's like 5 grams of rubbing alcohol. And I'm going to put some mica. I'm going to go like this. And now we have amethyst. Oh, that's what I was talking about, Fossil Galaxy. So he has like some of the most beautiful amethyst geodes, like the pillars where it's tall and it's a geode, so it's like a rock and you look into it. He has some of the most gorgeous amethysts I have ever seen. Like, it is amazing. And there's like a couple other crystal shops down in Galveston. There's like a gemstone place called Mysticats, which is also really cool. And they have more stuff, but nothing beats Fossil Galaxy's amethyst. If you're in Houston and you want to take a day trip to Galveston and you like dinosaurs or rocks, which, like, who doesn't? You should check out Fossil Galaxy. Okay, so we have our melted cocoa butter. And now I'm gonna add, trying a new camera angle today. Okay. It's somebody said they're trying to read my shirt. It says Tommy Boy, Tommy Likey, Tommy Want Wingy. Tommy Boy is arguably one of the best movies of all time, like as far as comedy. It's amazing. It's hilarious. So this is one of my favorite shirts. Tamar says hi. Okay, hi. Okay, so next we need our dish. Why don't I have a spoon? Oh, there's a spoon. It's like I always have a spoon. Okay. Yeah, just making sure I have the right ingredient here. So like I said, this is Amanda's basic drizzle recipe. It's in Fun in the Tub. This is the first place I found it and used it. Loved it. And then we added it to our drizzle guide because our drizzle recipe guide has like, I don't know, it has like, I mean, it has a basic, like, you can do 50-50 cocoa butter and baking soda. I don't think that counts as, like, a recipe, though. Because, like, that's what everybody will tell you. If you go into a group and you're like, how do I create a cocoa butter drizzle? That's what everybody's going to tell you, just to do that. Which is fine. It does work. And that's better than, because when I first started, I just thought you just put cocoa butter on it. And then, like, the cocoa, if you just do straight cocoa butter without, like, a thickener, I prefer cornstarch, but if you just do cocoa butter without the baking soda or the cornstarch, it just like soaks straight into the bath bomb. Bummer. So you have to add something that thickens it, so that's why you get that 50-50. But then there's, I don't know. I personally had other issues with it, so. Tanya says, hi everyone. Hi. And Holly says, yes. I don't know what you're saying yes to, but I agree. Okay, so then this is the last little thing. And then we're going to get started making geodes. Now, we do have a blog post about this. And we actually have a few blog posts about this. And it's kind of cool because right before, oh God, right at the beginning of 2020, we had so many plans. You know what I'm saying? But right at the beginning of 2020, Amanda and I had been like, hey, let's let's do a series where we show like all kinds of different geodes, like different ways to do geodes. And so Amanda did a version, and I did a couple versions. So I did like a shaped version, and I did an egg, and then Amanda did like a classic geode, and then I used 3D printed molds, and Amanda just used like one of these. Come here, I got it, it's perfect. Hold on. It's so unnecessary, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So Amanda used like one of these and then like one of these and did like that to make like, you know, because we try to show you like different ways to do the same design. Like there's many paths to heaven and bath bombs, if you ask me. Okay, so I'm just gonna lightly spray this with rubbing alcohol, and then I'm gonna start adding it in. Now, I made these probably 3 days ago. So you don't want to spray rubbing alcohol. I mean, I don't know, there's some people that say that they do. They say that they spray rubbing alcohol right away and that everything's fine, nothing happens. So I'm just gonna give that like 5 seconds. Yeah, there's people who say that they spray rubbing alcohol right away. Like several hours after making. I'm assuming that they don't have the kind of humidity that I have. If I try to paint my bath bombs or use rubbing alcohol within a day or two of, like within less than 24 hours, they're going to react. That's just what's gonna happen. So, all right, so I'm gonna put a pretty good layer of cocoa butter in there, and I might even do some on the edge because this is like kind of a shallow little dude. Not shallow, but like the bowl is like a little bit small, and I want to just feature those gorgeous little gems we made. So the outside of this, I didn't even think about this, but the outside of this, I would probably use like a brown mica and paint the outside of it brown too. I might do that. I might do that after these have dried. You know what I'll do? Oh my God. Here we go. I'll do that for a Patreon. So, okay, so let's talk about Patreon. So first off, Face-to-Face Friday, we started it about a year ago, and Make With Me Monday is what we do in our on our support group. I don't know what I'm doing. Make With Me Monday is what we do in our Facebook support group, and Face-to-Face Friday was what we just started it in here, just so that we could give people who are, you know, following us but not like in the support group, so that they could also watch the live. And I've had to like debate like, how am I gonna do this? I know I talked about it a little bit last week. I've kind of like, and I'm like really thank you guys so much for being patient with me as I like try to think through like this process, because it's new. We're starting something new, and I'm very excited about it. I think it has like a lot of like excellent, exciting things, and it's gonna give the possibility to have like amazing content, but at the same time, like, there's gonna be hiccups as I try to figure out like how to best make it work. So Face-to-Face Friday basically is the sacrificial lamb. I'm sorry, she's gonna go away. What I'm gonna do instead is I'll have Make With Me Mondays in the Bath Fizz and Foam group, because I want the Bath Fizz and Foam supporters to get that like first bit of my time, okay? And then I will repost the live in here and also to our YouTube, so people can watch the replays, and so they can get, you know, more content if they want it. And so our Patreon is now live. We have 2 tiers. If you guys are interested in it, we have 2 tiers. We have one that it's called Face to Face Friday. So basically I would do the Face to Face Friday, it would still be live, but you would just be watching it through YouTube, I think through Patreon, one of those kind of ways that it does it. Look how cool that is. Now when the drizzle dries, it'll be clear, or it won't be clear, but like it won't be like as white as you see. So look how cool that is, right? We'll let that one dry up a little bit and we'll do another one. So yeah, we have two tiers. We have one that's like, it's literally just, you know, it's just a way to like show your support. Like if you just want to continue to support us, you love what we do, like we totally appreciate it. And as a thank you, we're gonna give the face-to-face Fridays as like something that the Patreons, just the Patreons get. If you additionally want a mini boot camp, which we're going to do a quarterly mini boot camp, and then in between the quarterly camps, we're going to have like painting classes. We're going to have, which I showed you guys the paints that I was working on, like the paint projects, and those are really cute. I already have those planned out for the year. But we're going to have painting projects. I've had requests to do things like show people how to, because the video that I have about how to create a paint your own set, that's a lot of people watch that one. So videos like that, like how to create a paint your own set, how to create and plan out box sets, just kind of like stuff like that, how to prep for a market. Just like extras like that. So like in between, during the downtime, you have all those extras, and then you'll always have access to the videos, you know. And if you can't, like if you're subscribed and then you can't, you know, you have to like unsubscribe, you'll always, if you resubscribe later, you'll still have access to the videos. So like basically it kind of gives you like everything, like once you subscribe, it gives you access to everything that's ever been on the tier that you're in. So if you have to wait, or you can't do it, or you have to unsubscribe for a while, like whatever, that's fine. Whenever you come back, you'll have access to it again. So you're not gonna like lose anything or miss out on anything. So I think the one thing that people have been, like a few people have been like a little bit upset about, which I understand, because they feel like maybe something's getting taken away from them, is that the boot camp is not going to include recipes. So there's a couple reasons for that. Part of that is that, number one, like we can't, looks so cool. Don't worry, this will, actually I might just scrape that off. Okay. We can't like justify letting somebody who like just bought the recipe then goes and takes this $15 boot camp, and then like somebody else could come in, take the boot camp, pay $15, they could have access to every recipe we've ever used. Like, so say in a particular boot camp I use 5 recipes. So technically, like if we included the recipes, somebody could pay $15, they could come join the boot camp to have every recipe that they have access to, print that, and then like unsubscribe. And then like they just got all the recipes for $15. So it's like, oy. And for the big boot camps, and we may, look, we're not necessarily done doing big boot camps, okay? We actually really want to do a live, like in-person camp eventually. But for the big boot camps, you also have, like, to me, something that's like, it's kind of like a ethically gray area is like, do we still keep charging like full price for boot camps when people are like so you have somebody like, for example, I'm just going to use Nectaria just because she was one of our original boot campers, right? So she was in their original boot camp. I'm pretty sure she's taken every single boot camp. She has every single recipe we've ever made. If we do a $200 boot camp and we don't have a new recipe for her, then like what does she get? Like why does she have to pay $200? Why can't she get a discount for her boot camp because she's already has all these recipes? And or say somebody takes a boot camp and they just bought the recipe last week or something like that. I mean, it leads to like all kinds of other trouble. So that was one of the first things that Amanda and I decided is like, look, we're just gonna, like, recipes complicate it. They make it so much more complicated. We're just gonna leave recipes out of it. It's really about the design. You can use any, we're gonna try to offer you like lots of options for molds to use, and you can use any bath bomb recipe you want to use. You can use any bubble bar recipe you want to use, any drizzle recipe. And then, you know, if you want the ones that we're using, we're going to have discount codes for you guys. So I hope that that's okay. Like, I spent a lot of time like debating about how to make this work for you guys, because, you know, I have a very busy life, but I love to put Bath Fizz and Foam first. And so this allows me to justify putting Bath Fizz and Foam first. Like, yeah, that just allows me to justify that, you know? And look how cool. Okay, so let's look at this one that's already dry, and then we can see if we want to add, I think I want to add just a few more crystals down in there. So anyway, and you know, if there's something that like you guys want to see, I want to do it for you. We already have, and the only thing is like, okay, I didn't know that it wasn't going to prorate for September. That makes me kind of sad. So like I had planned on opening it September 1st, and then there's like, it's kind of weird because of certain features to like be able to access or see certain features as I'm like creating the page. You have to launch the page and put it live, which is like, why? So I had launched it and put it live while I was like working on some things, and then I forgot to unlaunch it, and I went to bed and I woke up and we had 2 subscribers, and I was like, oops, oh no. I was like, well, I guess it's live now. I can't unlaunch it like once it's been launched. Like, I can't unlaunch it when I have subscribers. So I was like, well, I guess it's live. I guess we're doing this. So so we opened it up, and then somebody pointed out like, hey, it's gonna charge you $15 now, and then 5 days from now on the September 1st, it's going to charge you another $15. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I was not aware that it was going to do it like that. So if you want to wait till the 1st to sign up, like, by all means wait. I did go ahead and like release the video showing what the projects are going to be. So, you know, you get a little sneak peek on what the projects are going to be. I've uploaded some sprinkle templates. So like, you know, if you have the sprinkle recipe and you want to start making some specialty sprinkles, and I uploaded a video about the ghost that's in my workshop. Like, I'm working on the project that I'm working on is a Halloween spooky type of thing, and this ghost just comes up in here and says hello. It happened. See, I am trying to add, like, I have videos made, I just didn't have them like finished and done editing, because I was like, oh, I have like a few more days, I have like a timeline that I'm working on, and so I did not, so now I'm like trying to like get at least, you know, some content in there so you guys aren't like stuck doing, you know, nothing, holding your butts for a few days. Lena says that your phone drives you crazy on the lives because it cuts out, and replays are where you get the full live. Honestly, Lena, that is one of the reasons I've really started to seriously think about switching to another platform, because I personally think it has something to do with Facebook, okay? Because this didn't used to happen. I have tested, I've done everything I can possibly do to get my internet going good. And one of the things I noticed is sometimes Nectaria does lives on Tuesdays for her Bath Bomb mold group. And I've watched a couple of them, and I had to just log off because it was like so spotty, like jerking in and out and whatever. And then I watched a couple other lives, and it was happening with those too. So I really feel like it might be something going on with Facebook's servers, and I'm hoping that if we're like switching to another platform that can help alleviate that. And then if it is my internet, if it is just like coming from my end, the good thing is that like for the project, like, so say this was the project, which is not, but say it was, what I would have showed you was how I got this color, how I would have showed you how I plan it. I would have showed you like the actual video with the exact amounts of like how I got this color, exact amounts of how much mica I put in here. And basically September, my plan is that 2 weeks before the actual boot camp, all the videos for the prep work will be posted. So you have the opportunity as a Patreon person, you have 2 weeks to make every single part of the project and have all your pieces ready and lined out so that on the live day, so generally 2 weeks after that first month starts, on that day where we do the live, you can literally sit down and make it with me step by step, which we're gonna see how that goes. I have my questions about it, but it's something that a lot of people have asked to be able to do. And so I really wanted to like, okay, you guys have asked, can we try that? So I want to try it for you. Okay, first off, shut the front door. Is that gorgeous or what? Okay, it's amazing. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. So this gold is Lannister gold. It is from Muddy Soap Co. It is a high sparkle goldy gold. It's gorgeous. Oh my god. Okay, sorry, we'll keep going. So yeah, so I'm hoping that when we have these, like if we have the opportunity, so that like, okay, so you're watching the live, we're in the boot camp, and rut-row, my internet cuts out yet again. Well, you haven't missed anything super important, okay? Because you have all, like, you would have all the pieces, and potentially, I believe in you that you would have the ability, like if the internet dropped out, that you would have the ability to say like, oh, she put that in there, or like, oh, she painted that part gold. Like, so you could like know, you know what I'm saying, how to do the next step. So it's kind of like a hybrid where it's like pre-recorded videos and lives. And I love the lives. That's like honestly my favorite way to make videos. I drug my heels on doing pre-recorded videos for a long time until I started doing like the testing videos, and I really wanted to be able to like show you guys testing things, but it takes several days, so that obviously has to be like our pre-recorded video. So yeah, this is kind of like, these mini boot camps will be like a hybrid of that. And I don't know, I'm excited. If we get into it and we don't like it though, like there's nothing that says that we can't change our mind like and pick a new path. Like there's nothing that says like this is set in stone, this is how it's going to be forever. Like this is just a new avenue that we're exploring, and it's an awesome way like for me to do things like testing polysorbate 80 alternatives in bath bombs, right? I made 12 bath bombs for that, and it's not like I can like sell those or like recoup the cost on them, and so, but I still want to be able to do that kind of stuff and show you that kind of stuff, explore it for myself, but also explore it with you. And so that's just like, the Patreon in itself is just kind of a way to like defray those costs. So like you're not losing anything that you already had other than the face-to-face Friday, which I'm sorry about that, but I have to have like enough time in my schedule to live, to be alive. So, but that just like helps support that, and that helps support like what we do. And we just really appreciate it. And we just want to like, I just want to give you guys like as much as I can possibly give you, like all the time nonstop. And so like, at least with Patreon, like I know that you wanted it. You asked for it. That's why you're here. You wouldn't be here on the Patreon unless you wanted but Bath Fizz and Foam all the time, non-stop, okay? Just saying. Look how gorgeous these are. Shut the front door. Now, in the past, when I have done the mica on the rocks, salt, I've also used, you can also use oil. I've also tried it with polysorbate 80, like just a drop of oil or a drop of polysorbate 80. And I do actually prefer the oil because it has like, it kind of preserves that mica shimmer to the salt. But I didn't like prep the oil ahead of time. I wanted to do it here with you live. So you want to give it like a couple days to like dry and like soak into the salt if you do it that way. So, Haley says that I'd rather pay to spend time and supplies on that than me. Aw, thank you. That's like makes me feel so special. Thank you guys so much. Like I've had so many sleepless nights like trying to figure out like how to make it sustainable, right? Because there definitely comes a point where it's like I can't, like, if I do like this project, I have 3 bath bombs right here, and I take a lot of time to like explain them slowly, piece by piece. Even if I sold these, which I wouldn't, there's a boutique in Houston and they're super nice and they sell the random things that I bring them, but I wouldn't bring them just 3. I try to bring them at least 5 of something, so it's like worth the time, the display in their thing. I could not recoup the cost on the time that an hour spent making 3 bath bombs plus the prep time to make it before time. So like I just can't recoup that cost. And so when you guys are joining the Patreon, and like I've been floored to see how many people have already joined. I meant to bring my laptop in here and do a shout out for all the people who had already joined and just be like my first 24-hour peoples. But when you're supporting us through the Patreon, like you're supporting that and you're helping that, and I like appreciate that so much. Like I really do. Enough of that though. I love you. You know I love you. I love you. You love me. I'm gonna wait for this to dry before I like turn it upside down and paint the bottoms brown. And I probably will do that as a little Patreon. I might do it as a live because I haven't tried doing Patreon live yet, and I'd like to try that before next week. So I might try that. Oh, I will leave links. What am I doing? I will leave links in the description to where I got this mold. It is the Chunkadust Geode Mold. I will leave links in the description to the micas I used. It was Jam Session and Lannister Gold, and links to the drizzle recipe, and then also links to the geode blog post that we have. So if you want to see like different ways to do it, because Amanda did hers a different way than me, so if you want to see like different ways to do geodes, do that. I'll include links to all that stuff. That's pretty much it for today, guys. Next week, like I said, the face-to-face Friday will be on Patreon, but if you give it a little time, I will repost the video from the Make With Me Monday from our support group. I'll post it to this page, so at least you have some content still there. I'll leave a link to Patreon. Oh my gosh. That's it though. I love you. Thank you so much, and happy making. Boop.